Yeah. Welcome back. Say welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right. Finally getting around to talking about this. Yes, Daddy's rowing. This was completed Saturday, and it is now Sunday night. I'm just sitting here with River. Thought we'd get a chance to recap this session. So this was a double session, and this was off the back of a bit of a fail day Friday. I had tried a 5x250 workout that didn't go to plan, and I bailed on it. And it was a prepper for the 1K race, which is happening later this week. I got through 3 reps, felt sluggish. It was really like I had to force the splits I was aiming for, and it didn't go so well. But anyways, don't touch the mic. It will pick up that sound. I finished that day on Friday with a steady 5K. Felt better about myself after that. Anyways, Saturday. This session was a double sort of stroke power development session. So I did 12 reps on the rowing machine, rate capped at 22 strokes a minute. I did 12 reps for the February cross team challenge, which was a 12 by 1 minute, rest 1 minute. Our program called for 14. I cut it to 12 because I was also going to do the SkiErg version after. Now I had posted a session recap from the first session in this stroke power progression. It was 16 by 1 minute at rate 20. So this was the next bump up, and I think I averaged in the mid 137. So for this one I was kind of just targeting 135, but this being a posted, I'll put it in your ear. This being a posted contest, I pushed the splits a little bit more than I otherwise would for this particular stroke rate. This felt great. I had made chocolate chip banana bread earlier in the day. I had plenty of coffee that morning, and I felt good. These splits felt fine. Heart rate didn't really get up. It goes up there, dude. Do you want it in your ear? River's ear?
Yeah.
There you go. Where was I? Stroke rates, blah, blah, blah. Okay. No issues with this session. I was very consistent throughout. I was on the first 8 reps. I was bang on, I think 135, 2, give or take. And then on this last rep 12, my bad. I just kind of increased the power a little bit. Just focused on a bit of a stronger drive with each stroke, and ended with a good one. Kind of finished off with what was it, like a 133 final split on this one. So again, good session. I held back a bit, I will be honest, simply because of the SkiErg set coming up. This was good. For those of you wondering, I am sporting some Lululemon attire, courtesy of my lovely wife. She hooked me up with a new tank top, which I really don't wear very often. I don't wear tank tops very often, mostly because I just don't own any, and now I do. And she hooked me up with a new headband from them as well, which is a lot more comfortable than the junk bands I had been wearing. Here is the rowing screen. Good consistency, little drop on rep 9, but then finished strong. Break was about, I think, 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. Enough time to warm up. I guess overall with the warm up. What are you saying? With the warm up and prep, maybe it was probably closer to 6 or 7 minutes, but no big deal. On the ski, the goal here was just kind of lay down good power at the rate. So target for this should have been closer to 142, 143. I had the drag way down on this. So I typically, maybe I should go back to the beginning. When I first started SkiErg, my drag factor was pretty high. Around 140, 145, basically maxed out if you keep the restrictor plate on. When I took the plate off, I had times where I would go up to 180, 200, 220. If you follow guys like Dan Norman, he'll take the mesh off sometimes and had his drag up at like 350 or something ridiculous. But lately, guys like James Hall are using pretty low drag. So a lot of his world records and efforts lately have been at 120. I know Jason Marshall uses like 125 or 130. So I've been using 115 to 120. But for this one, I went way down, and for no other reason than it felt quick and it didn't hurt. I'm dealing with a kind of a wonky left elbow right now, and I didn't feel anything here. It felt loose, felt whippy. It was smooth, and I was hitting like 138s, so no complaints with the elbow. And I figure if the super fast guys are using 120, 125, and they're way stronger than me, then maybe I could go lower and hit something close to what they hit. It's a good experiment. We'll see what happens. We are in between training cycles right now on the SkiErg. We just finished the Tour de SkiErg competition. It's a month long. The group did really, really well. A lot of big PBs across the board. People finished, well in the, we'll call them rankings, in the honor board. But now we have a kind of a 4-week break where the focus shifts to a little bit more enjoyment, non-specific training, some base work, but there's also, some sort of pre-2K training cycle sessions coming over in the next 4 weeks, which means we have a 2K training cycle starting in 4 weeks, and this is one of the bigger training cycles of the year. Obviously one of the more popular ones because the 2K is such a key distance on these machines. So if you are interested in joining the online group for that training cycle, it's a great plan. A lot of us, myself included, have hit PBs following it every year since we started it, and I think most people are kind of in a position where we're going to have a nice build and some good PBs at the end of it. The fact that we're running the 2K after Tour de SkiErg means that there's a lot less stress to hit that 2K in a race situation. So really looking forward to that. Thank you for watching both the row and the ski with this today. Always appreciate your support. Feel free to comment below with any questions. Otherwise, I hope your training's going well, and I will talk to you next time on a future recap.